It's hard enough to get people to visit your website, but it's really frustrating when they come to your site and then you see that bounce rate on Google Analytics just real high. You're not alone if that's the case because, on average, most websites only convert about 2% or less of their visitors to leads or buyers on the first visit. Now, you have options if somebody comes to your site and they don't buy the first time or they don't opt into something. You can do retargeting through any of the platforms, that kind of thing. That's expensive, and with new things coming out about around privacy, it's actually getting much harder to do that. And you have to spend money every time you get somebody to come back to your site. Now, the very best option is actually getting somebody to opt into an email list so that you can stay in touch and with e-commerce send discounts or promotions or things like that. Or if you're over on like the coaching side, you can do things like just nurturing emails, and it's super effective. For years, the ROI on email marketing has been very positive, and that's just something that's been proven for a long time. Now, what options do you have if you have website traffic, you have people coming to your site, but they're not converting? There are different lead magnets that you can do. There's your typical pop-up in e-commerce. It's pretty much just, here's a discount. In the coaching space, there's a lot of, get on my list or do a challenge, get a freebie, all that kind of stuff. A lot of that at this point is pretty played out. It's so typical that we basically just tune it out. It's like that experiment that they did. This is a tangent, but that experiment where, they ask you to focus on one thing and then a gorilla walks across the room and you don't even notice that it came. That's how we treat pop-ups at this point. It's just like, oh, here's another one, get rid of it, right? Now, something that is working really well is quizzes for email capture. We ran a study at the end of last year and found that the average conversion rate on a quiz from people who start taking it is 40%, which is just way higher than pretty much any other sort of lead magnet that you might run. And since we started Interact Quiz Builder 10 years ago, it's been the exact same conversion rate, pretty much. Slight fluctuations depending on industry, but really solid conversions on that. Now, I want to take you through a couple examples of how this works and then pull out a little bit of best practices and then also show you how to quickly get one set up for your own site so that you can launch a quiz and start converting more of your traffic today. So here's our first one. This is from the e-commerce space. This is from Copper Bell Candles. They have a really cool pop-up here that says not sure where to start. That's pretty much par for the course with e-commerce product recommenders. You click on that, it opens up the quiz in a new tab here. Which best-selling Copper Bell candle is perfect for you? Take the quiz and you answer these questions. Now, this is super interactive. On average, about 67% of people who start taking a quiz will complete it. Usually people have somewhere between 5 and 10 questions. In e-commerce, that skews on the lower side just because you want to get to the result as quickly as possible. Now here's where the email capture actually happens. At the end of the quiz, when somebody's bought in, they've already spent on average a couple of minutes answering these questions. They're interested, then you can offer that discount or whatever it is you want to do on this page. I can't advise you on what to put on this page because you need to consult your legal professional because this is collecting data. But this data is all declared data, also known as zero-party data, that people are actively giving you. So it's super different than any sort of data that you might get from other sources that's piped in. So I'm going to skip this, which is best practice, and it's going to take me to my result. Your perfect scent is Deja Brew. That's actually really cool. I like that name. And then you can click this button to go ahead and make your purchase. Now, obviously, most people are not going to purchase on the first go round. That's why that email capture is so important. And in the e-commerce brands that I talk to, they pretty much par for the course. Everybody just says, when I send out newsletters, my sales spike. And so obviously a great way to get more people onto those newsletters. So that's an example from e-commerce. I want to pull up another example from the coaching courses space. We work with a lot of people here. This is from a brand makeover, restylingminds.com. They also have a pop-up with a quiz, and you can click on that to open up the quiz. as well. Does your online business need a makeover? When you take this one, it's also, let's see, I think it's 8 questions. It's a little hard to see that one there. And similar process, right? You're answering these questions and you can do images and GIFs and all that kind of fun stuff. These load in here. Here we go. Boom, 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 boom. Go through the questions. And at the end, opt-in form again. This one is an example of the required checkbox, which is a feature that we do have on Interact. And I can also skip this step. Again, that's best practice. You want your list to be clean. You don't just want to get more leads, right? Because it's going to cause all sorts of problems down the line. I love how built out this result is, and it has a lovely to meet you. Join the Facebook community down there at the bottom. Super awesome personalized experience. Now let's jump over into Interact and just look at how easy it is to get one of these things up and running. I'm going to log into my account and then click on create a new quiz. All right, create new quiz. And from here, I've got options. So we have a deodorant quiz in here. I'm going to go over to candles just because we do have some awesome candle quizzes and we just looked at one. Right here, which scent of candle suits your personality. I'm going to use that template and I'm going to load it into my Interact account. Once it's loaded in here, then I'll just be able to modify it and get it up and running really quickly. I want to show you one quick feature here, which is editing the cover image. So let's say I want to replace this cover image and I want to search for candle. I can go ahead and swap that out with this nice looking candle photo. Although probably if you're in e-commerce, you have your own really nice looking photos. This is not, particularly relevant, but anyways, all the questions are already loaded in here. These templates are written by quiz writing experts, so professionals who write quizzes, and that's what they do. That's their bread and butter. There's outcomes in here, and then you can turn the lead gen on, modify this form, and connect up to your email list as well. So super easy there. You can segment based on which outcome somebody gets, and then you can be up and running. You just publish this, and you can be launched in a matter of minutes, honestly. At this point, this used to take forever building out these quizzes because you would have to come up with all the content and the ideas from scratch. Now you get to choose which parts you want to modify and then just leave everything else that's already in that template. It makes it way easier, and here's my quiz already ready to go. So that's how you use a quiz to convert more of your website traffic into email subscribers, and then obviously much higher ROI purchasers down the line. So give it a try. I'll link it below. It's tryinteract.com. If you want to give this a shot, we have a free trial, or you can talk to an expert about your quiz before you jump in and get started.